Hey y'all, this is Angie from Happy Girl Scrapbooking here. So the other day I was getting down my Christmas shirts and pajamas because it's that time of year, feeling festive. So I was gonna wash them all, and I pulled down one bag after after another, and I had three giant Marshalls bags, you know, those shopping ones, the reusable ones, full of shirts. So my conservative side said, that is ridiculous. You do not need that many Christmas shirts. You'd have to get rid of some. But then the not so conservative side said, girl, you are so cute in those shirts. You need to put every one of them on and take your picture a la 27 Dresses photo montage. So what am I going to do? I don't know. Well, you're about to find out.
All right, here's the sketch we're going to be working with. It's my November sketch challenge with my group, and this was made by Cindy Jackson, my upline, and I'm going to use that for one side of my layout, and I'm going to use this Traditions of Christmas paper designer series paper pack and sticker sheet. I've already been using it. I'll show you a couple of those layouts at the end of the video. And look at that. Look at these beautiful florals and they have the nice, more monochromatic papers on the back there. So there are lots of uses for all of these. I'm going to give you a quick peek at each of those. Look at the gold foiling on all of those. Oh my goodness. These are just the video doesn't do justice to how pretty these are. But that's what we're using. Okay. So one more quick peek at the sketch, and then I'm going to bring out the photos. Here are some of my favorite ones, and I made the bigger pictures so that you could see them better. Look how fun these shirts are. I was like, I'm being festive in my cute little shirts and for my photo montage. And folks, I have 25 shirts, so you're about to see 25 photos on this layout. And I'm telling you, I laughed throughout this whole process. It was just so funny to think of that movie, 27 Dresses in the dress montage. Now, to get them all onto Scrapbook page, I had to make them this smaller size. I used an app in my phone to make them 2x3, and I can put 4 on a 4x6 photo that I order from Walgreens. And so those are the ones that I'm going to use on the one side. One side's going to be a grid, and one's going to be the sketch that we have been talking about. And look, there's even numbering up to 25 that I'm going to be using on my photos that comes with this sticker sheet. And I thought that was perfect. And like I said, I mean, 25 days until Christmas. So that is all kind of, that worked out pretty nicely, actually. Okay, so these are from our Traditions of Christmas. This is the paper set that I picked. And there's 3 different layers, 3 color layers. And so I'm using Secret Sea striped paper for the background and the kind of border of my page, and then I'm using that beautiful red floral with the white, and it has Secret Sea and it has garden green in it. I almost used this one because I like the red and pink and white, but I decided on the red one because it had a lot more of the Secret Sea showing through, so I really wanted to use that Secret Sea stripe. This real red I did a little stamping on of these little heart-shaped sweaters. They look like Christmas sweaters on those hearts. And this is from the Stay Warm stamping set. And see the shirts on there? We have the ugly sweater, and then that lighter color, that lighter shade of the same shape is just kind of like a solid background. That's the back of that stamp that we're going to use to stamp some solid colors. And we're going to make a bunch of embellishments that are shirts for this layout. All right, now I'm coming in with my grid. I didn't want to torture you with all of that I went through to put together this grid because it is tedious and a lot of fumbling and bumbling and rearranging, and I came up with this finally. And there are 20 pictures on that grid, and I numbered them all 1 to 20 with those little stickers from the sticker sheet. And I was happy with that. And I also brought a little strip of the red floral that matches the other side to make the 2 pages cohesive. I like to make them kind of have similar elements. All right, so now we're getting ready to put out the other photos that I had. I have to cut those smaller 2x3s down, but then I have some 3x4 photos. These are 3 of my favorite ones that I thought were some of my cuter shirts and pictures that I wanted to use, and I kind of lay them across the page like that. I like how that looks. 2 of the 4 photos here I won't use. They're just duplicates of the ones on the left. So once I cut those out, I will matte those in white. And then I made this little banner in the pool party color because I backed all the ones on the grid in pool party. And I did that because white against it did not show up. It didn't even look good. So the pool party looks great. So I made that'll look nice with my banner and my little pictures on there. And maybe might consider doing my journaling. And this is I got this title from another scrapbooking kit called Reindeer Memories. And I like that title because it's pool party in white, and I think it goes nicely with this. Christmas cheer? Heck yeah. My shirts show a lot of Christmas cheer. And I'll probably put my photos on either end of this banner. And like I said, maybe a little journaling in the middle. Yet to be determined. We'll figure it out. But I like how the pictures look. I like how they're numbered. It just goes with the theme. And so I'm gearing up to figure out, what kind of stamps I want to do for the shirts, what colors. So pool party is a color. I'm going to obviously use that stamp set right there. And pool party is the color I'm going to use, real red. Might use some pink with the real red because of the pink on our paper. And I'm probably going to do a couple of those hats. I'm not sure if I'll use those, but I'll use the ugly Christmas sweater shape and then the solid shape to make some solid ones. And that'll be really cute to have a bunch of different varieties of those kind of shirts that are kind of Christmassy looking. And I'm going to pull in, I think, some smaller stamps to use on the solid shirts that I'm stamping. And here's one of them. It is this old school. That's something I've had for a long time. It's a little snow globe, and I think it's so cute. And it'll look neat on the shirt. It reminds me of the icons on the shirts in my pictures. And there's a candy cane. The candy cane will look really good if I stamp it in real red on top on this pink color. This pink one is just an example one I had out here to show you. And then this Christmas tree would look nice. I think I'm pulling Granny Apple Green to go with my darker garden green because I like those two colors together. So that tree will look good on the Granny Apple Green shirt. All right. And then I found this Hero Arts set that I had of ugly sweater set, and it looks so cute. Look at the little Merry Christmas one and the Snowman one, and I may even use that Rock Your Sweater sentiment there. But maybe you notice that it's smaller than my bigger clear stamp. But that's okay. I like the different sizes of that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stamp, and I happen to have my pink ink pad open, so I'm going to do a little pat, 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 and the side I have up is the solid side, so I can make a solid colored looking shirt there in that pink. And so we're going to lay that down, let the ink soak into the paper, and these are going to need to be fussy cut because I do not have any dies for these little ones or the big ones. I wish I did because I love die cuts for that reason, but I'll fussy cut those out. And these aren't too bad. Look at this stamp I found. It says Holiday Cheer and has a little drink on it. One of my shirts has a little drinks all over it, and I'm acting like I'm drunk in the picture, and it looks that'll go good with. I'll make a little shirt embellishment to go along with that idea. All right, so here they are. Here's all the different colors and variations I made of it. So now you are ready to fussy cut. And so I'm going to show you just a little example of my fussy cutting. Start with the hat because, and I sped this video up a little because it's tedious to sit there and watch someone fussy cut. Almost as tedious as fussy cutting is. But, you'll see when I get this hat cut out and the other shirt cut out. It's pretty darn cute, and it's kind of worth the effort. Look how cute it is. That's going to look so good on my page. And I'm going to cut out this red and white one. I did that one real red on top of the white paper. When I'm fussy cutting, I like to cut out my image pretty close like that, so I'm not, trying to, cut around all this unwieldy extra paper that's in the way whenever you're cutting anything out. You want this little paper extra there as possible. And if you look closely, you can see that I'm leaving the smallest little white border around that as I cut. And it's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I just make it as clean cut as I can. And you may notice I'm taking the image and I'm turning the image more than and then just taking my scissors around it. If you turn what you're cutting, it makes it easier than turning your scissors. Because sometimes it's hard to turn the scissors some way just because of the way you hold them. And this is not a bad thing at all to cut out because the lines are pretty straight. They're not any sharp, curvy edges, and so it makes it pretty easy to cut out. And when you see the end result of fussy cutting, you're always just like, that is so cool looking. It looks so neat. All right, back to our pages. I've got a bunch of my things cut out now so we can use them on the page. And so now I'm going to start laying them out, and I'm kind of rethinking this bigger title because I'm ended up with a whole bunch of really cute little shirts that I stamped on and cut out to use to decorate our pages. And it's going to be really hard for me to eliminate the use of any of those shirts, and they're definitely not all looking like they're going to fit with this big title on there. But we're going to lay it out, see how it goes. Look at my little bitty ones from my Hero Art stamps. So cute. All right. So I'm going to start laying those out there. Oh, and then I put a 25, because we had 25 shirts. I put a 25 on this little shirt because it stood out, and I used the same color red as I did on my had on my stickers. And I think that is really, really cute on there. Let's start laying out the shirts and see how they look on the pages and see how many of them I can cram into this paper because I really like them so much. And so I'm putting a little bit on either ends of the banner. And I think these particular ones look good there. And then I have a bunch more and it's just not fitting. So I'm going to squeeze a few in on the side and I'm going to move this around a little, but I just feel like I'm not going to be able to use as many as I want. Look how cute that is. I love that. They look like little versions of the ones I'm wearing in my photos. Look at the sweater. That lime green on the dark green looks so good. I'm going to end up incorporating some more of that lime green around the page. I already found one little word phrase there that I'll use, and I'm going to go and see if I can find some more here. It's looking good. I really love how these shirts look on the layout, but I'm not loving how crowded the whole page looks. There's already a lot of photos. That's making it look a little too crowded. So I think we're going to have to take out that big title, and maybe we can make a border across here with these shirts. Yeah, I'm liking how that looks. I'm going to separate out my colors a little bit, make them look, like they're spread around and separated out. Yes, that is it. It's the best way to use those cute shirts I made. Yeah, I love it. But it is making me not like that banner on the bottom. So I think I'm just going to use that banner to make some photo mats for my white. I have white photo mat around them, and I'm going to put the blue around them, and then they'll kind of just go along with what else is going on there. But I think I'm going to make a different one. I'm going to maybe use a spotlight on nature dye to make a circle. And I think maybe I'm probably going to do that and I'm going to use my little sweaters too, and they're not even going to fit anywhere there at the moment. I'm trying them out in different areas, not working. But yeah, I am going to end up making the spotlight on nature big circle in Secret C to put my little sweater with the 25 on it. And I think it's going to say 25 Christmas shirts. So, all right, there we go. Magic of film. There it is. So look how cute that is. I was even able to fit the little one on there, the little sweater that says Merry Christmas. It's so cute. See the word Christmas and shirts. I made the shirts with my letters. So this one is Words of the Season dies that made my word Christmas. And I used the same red as my 25 was made out of. And the 25 is made out of this one, which is alphabet a la mode. And it's not just an alphabet, it's numbers too. So that is a really, really valuable set. And then the word shirts is made from my mini alphabet dies. And I already had some white letters cut out and a little envelope in there. So I was able to do that. But you can cut those letters, a whole alphabet in one pass. And so that is fantastic. It doesn't even use up very much paper. Then like I said, I brought in the Granny Apple Green from this Scrapbook Generations mini kit that I had. And I was able to pull a few more word phrases out of there. One of the word phrases says something like, look at my camera. And that little word phrase says something about me snapping. So I put it by the pictures where I look kind of crazy and mean like I'm about to snap. And then this is my little smiley picture, my smiley phrase I'll put over with my smiley pictures. And then I have one, the camera, and it'll put it over in that dead space corner on that photo there. I also have another little phone, a little smartphone looking thing like the camera, and I have to dig that out. I've lost it somewhere, so it'll be in the still shots later, I hope. And this one is saying something about uh, the oh shoot, I can't remember. It has to do with drinking, so I put it by my little drunky looking picture, and so there we go. I am thrilled to death with that. All I gotta do is stick that down, and we'll be good to go. Okay, what do we think, folks? Do we like it? I love the new title. I'm really happy with it, and so yeah, that's working out great. Okay, now I'm going to show you the other two sets, the 2-page sets that I made with this Traditions of Christmas, and I love this one. This was also a sketch by Cindy Jackson for our group, and I think it was just beautiful. And that Christmas tree came from Reindeer Memories, and it looked perfect on this page. And this is from a Christmas church tour. And then the center blue paper came from Peaceful Garden scrapbooking kit, but the rest is from the Traditions of Christmas. And then those statue-looking things, those are statues that were at one of the churches, and I took photos of those, really detailed photos, and cut them out. Look at the altars. Aren't they beautiful? All these different churches, and this tour covers multiple counties, and churches are all decorated up, and those altars were just beautiful. Like I said, there's the statues. Those were all in Perryville, Missouri at a church. And then look at the church, that church up there. It was in St. Mary's, Missouri, up on a hill, and it was old school, beautiful old Catholic church. They were just so pretty. They had the altars decorated, and they had also these nativity scenes. I'm going to do a separate page with those, but this paper matched it perfectly, and I couldn't be happier with that. All right, well, I hope, here come the still shots. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to my channel so you can see my future things that I have out. And thanks for watching, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. That's the day I did this video, and see you later.